Welcome back to our new video. Today we are actually doing a week preview for the second season of the NFL season. For what week we were on there for a second, but for week 2 of the NFL season, I was supposed to do the first week, and I actually had recorded, and it just never came out. I just never had the time to, unfortunately. So I guess this will be the first week for our kind of series on the channel. We're always going to do previews of the week and then reviews, and then see how we did on our picks. We're not going to be looking at the screen the whole time. I made my own graphic of my picks and all that. This is just kind of, I don't know, what I have the screen on just to show it at first, I guess. I don't know. Either way, though, you'll see in a second. But before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of my football content, whether that be Madden or NFL content like this, because it's going to be all year round, close daily uploads, so make sure you don't miss any of it. So like I said, I have a graphic made. It's going to come up on the screen in just a second. I'm just going to run through these really quick just so you can see them easier than what I made, because mine, I just, it's kind of rushed with it, and I try to make it easier to see my personal picks. So obviously, if you want to see the matchups easier, this is it. Kind of, if you want to pause the video, you can. 2 Monday night games as well, so that's pretty exciting. But now I'll put the graphic up on the screen of my picks for this week. So first off, I want to say that I am going to make it way easier to see in the coming weeks. This is honestly just kind of a rush to put this together. So sorry it doesn't look the best right now, but hopefully you can tell kind of who I'm picking, because I try to highlight it and I grade out the other teams. But we'll have this looking better in the next few weeks. But for right now, Thursday night, which you should be seeing this video, or if you're watching it at this point, either way, it's going to be uploaded before that game starts. So it should be out pretty soon, or this video should, before the Chargers-Chiefs game. So for that game, though, I'm picking the Chargers. I actually, picked the Chiefs at first, but I honestly just had to go with the Chargers. I like the Chargers a lot this year. I think they're really good. Their defense looked really, really good last week. So I'm picking the Chargers in this one. And no hate to the Chiefs, honestly. They're a great team, as much as I honestly don't really like Patrick Mahomes. He's an amazing player, obviously. I think the Chargers are going to come away with this one. They play him well every single year, obviously being a divisional matchup. And now they have Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa coming off the edges, and I really think that they're going to kind of dominate. So for those of you that don't know, this previous week, I think they combined for around 9 pressures and 5 sacks against Derek Carr, which is, obviously amazing. So I think they're going to probably continue to do that all year long. And I don't think it's going to stop tonight. But moving on to the Steelers and Patriots game, I'm picking the Steelers. I think the Patriots looked really, really bad against the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are a good team, but the Patriots couldn't move the ball, regardless of the Dolphins' defense or anybody else's defense. They just couldn't move the ball. Mac Jones seemed kind of inaccurate. He threw a pick on one of the first plays, and I know it was obviously swatted to the guy that picked it off, but it wasn't really on target anyway. It was underthrown. So I don't like the Patriots much this year. I don't think they have enough weapons. The Steelers' defense dominated the Bengals last week, and even without TJ Watt, I think they're probably going to do the same this week to the Patriots. So I'm going with the Steelers. And then me being a Panthers fan, I am going to pick them over the Giants this week, but here's what I will say. The Panthers' run defense last week against Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt was awful. I guarantee you, any of you watching this video could have probably went out there and gained a solid 2 yards. The defense, it was just non-existent. Which you're probably thinking doesn't bode well going up against Saquon, who had 160-something yards last week. But I actually think the defense is still going to be a little lackluster, but I think the offense is going to be where the Panthers win the game. I don't think the Giants have the defense to stop the offense. Baker looked really, really good in the second half last week. I think he's probably going to kind of get into a rhythm a lot sooner this game as well. So I think the Panthers offense will win them this week. And on to the Browns and Jets. Honestly, I'm picking the Browns. I don't think the Jets have enough going for them. The Browns actually looked pretty decent last week. A lot of mistakes, but it's most teams week 1. So I do think the Browns will kind of handle their business against the Jets. I don't really think we can really give a fair opinion on the Jets until Zach Wilson's back, though. Because Joe Flacco's not the guy for him, obviously. And, Zach Wilson, I don't really know how he looked in preseason. I didn't think he looked great. But regardless, I'm not going to give a really, solid opinion on the team yet until the actual starting quarterback is playing. But regardless, I am picking the Browns this week. And the next is Jaguars and Colts. And this might seem like a bit of a surprise, but here's the thing. The Colts played the Texans last week. They went down 20-3 really early on and had to fight all the way back just to tie it up, and ended up tying the Texans. And just so we're on the same page, I don't suddenly think the Colts are going to have a bad year because of that or anything. Why I picked the Jaguars is because not only did they look pretty decent against Washington, the Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014. So for me, I don't think they're going to win this year either. I think that's just going to be where they struggle. It's a lot of times kind of like the Patriots and Dolphins. The Dolphins always seem to split with them, which is how it goes with most divisional games. But once again, though, I am picking the Jaguars. And over to Dolphins-Ravens, I'm going to be honest here. I'm a bit of a Tua believer. I know the kind of trend is to hate on him, but I don't think he's that bad. Like, he has some bad throws, but the thing is you only see, like, on social media, his bad throws. Like, you don't see the ones he makes that are actually really, really good. So, I am picking the Dolphins in this one. That might be a bit of a, I don't know, wild card pick there. You guys might not like that one. I like the Dolphins a lot. I think they're going to beat the Ravens. The Ravens looked great last week against the Jets defense, which I don't really know how to take that. So I'm still picking the Dolphins, but maybe the Ravens come out and prove me wrong. Next is the Buccaneers and Saints. I think this will actually be a pretty fun game to watch. It should be pretty offensive heavy, at least for the Saints. The Buccaneers, I don't even know who's playing. I don't know if Godwin's playing or if Mike Evans is playing or even Leonard Fournette. So I think it's going to be offensive heavy regardless, although I am going to pick the Buccaneers just because I don't think the Saints are a consistent enough team to pick to win a game, especially a close game. So I'm going with the Buccaneers because, you know, I've learned my lesson betting against Tom Brady, all right? And then Lions and Washington, I'm picking the Lions to win this game because the Lions came back on the Eagles last week. Even though they lost, they looked pretty good. DeAndre Swift is a beast. Washington, though, they also looked pretty good last week against the Jaguars. But there's no way Carson Wentz passes for 340 yards a week. Like, I can't believe that, you know? Washington has some good weapons. They have Jayon Dotson, who had 2 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, obviously. But I really think the Lions are going to win that game. They looked pretty good last week, and I do think they'll come away with that one. 49ers and Seahawks, I want to pick Geno Smith to win this game. I really do. But I'm going to pick the 49ers just because they lost to the Bears, but they were playing in, like, the most insane rain game I've ever seen. And so I don't really know if Trey Lance deserves hate from that. I don't think regardless he deserves hate because, you know, he's a very young quarterback who's just now playing for the first time consistently. So I'm picking the 49ers, although if the Seahawks won, I wouldn't be too surprised because they looked really good last week. Rams and Falcons, this should be a beating. Like, I think the Rams should probably kill them. There's not a single player on the Falcons defense that can guard Cooper Kupp, which is saying something because AJ Terrell is a great corner. Like, he is very, very good, but Cooper Kupp is just next to unguardable, and their defense as a whole is not going to be able to stop him. And I think that's what's really going to kill him. And the Rams defense obviously pretty good. And the Falcons just does not have enough offensive weapons to really, I don't know, I guess attack the Rams in a way. So I'm picking the Rams. Next is the Raiders and Cardinals. I like the Cardinals. Like, I like Kyler Murray. I'm a big fan of his. But until DeAndre Hopkins is back, I don't think they're going to win many games. I mean, last week they had a lot of injuries as well. And obviously they got absolutely stomped by the Chiefs. It looked like a preseason game. It was awful. So I'm picking the Raiders. The Raiders also looked good against the Chargers, even though they lost. Devontae Adams played great. Darren Waller played great. So I'm picking the Raiders. I don't think the Cardinals are really going to be able to do much, especially with, like, if Rondale Moore's not playing. I can't remember if he is or not this week. But I don't think it really matters either way, so I'm picking the Raiders. Next is Broncos-Texans. I'm picking the Broncos to bounce back a bit because I don't think Russell Wilson is the type of quarterback to let a loss like that just keep him down. I think he's going to bounce back in a big way. And the Texans kind of blew a lead after they're up 20-3, and I don't think they're gonna be able to do that against the Broncos. If they get up, they need to hold that lead, and if they couldn't hold it against the Colts, I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to hold that against the Broncos. So I am picking the Broncos. And then the Bengals, who honestly should have won after turning the ball over like 5 or 6 times, which was just absolutely unreal. They're gonna beat the Cowboys. I'm gonna tell you right now. If Dak is not playing this game, which he's not, the Cowboys are not winning. So I'm picking the Bengals. It's probably going to be a beating, to be honest. Burrow is obviously a great player, which he didn't show last week. So I think he's going to be extra motivated. And now going against a very hurt Cowboys team. Because Jayron Kearse, their starting safety, also got hurt. So the Cowboys, it's going to be a rough one. And then Packers-Bears. I know the Bears won last week. And I know the Packers looked absolutely awful, like a JV team. But Aaron Rodgers does not lose to the Bears. He just does not lose to the Bears. It does not matter the year. He said it last year. He still owns them. He's going to own them this game. I really don't think it matters who is on the Packers. If Aaron Rodgers is on the team, they're playing the Bears, they're going to win. And as for the Bills and Titans, I think the Bills are honestly going to kill them. The Titans did not look good last week. Granted, the Giants did look better than I think a lot of people thought they would, especially since Saquon was healthy. But, I mean, the Bills are just on another level, in my opinion. They're on their own tier in the league, and I don't think the Titans are going to stand a chance. So I'm picking the Bills, probably pretty big in that one. And then Vikings-Eagles, I think this would be a really good game. I think it'd be like a big offensive shootout, although I am going to pick the Vikings because Justin Jefferson is probably going to solidify himself as the best receiver in the league within the next 2 years. So I think he's just going to continue on that tear. Dalvin Cook, obviously, the Vikings have him as well, but the highlight's going to be on Justin Jefferson. The Eagles, though, Jalen Hurts looked good last week. He didn't even throw a passing touchdown. They put like 38 points, which is pretty impressive. So their run game is also pretty good. Then obviously A.J. Brown played great. So I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game and probably pretty close, but I do think the Vikings will ultimately win it. So those are my picks. Let me know down below if you agree with them or not. I assume if I didn't choose your team to win, then you're going to disagree with me unless you're the Jets. So let me know down below what your guys' takes are for this week. Thank you for watching, and be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new around here. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.